What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about Ethereum. Very similar to what we spoke about in my last video. I think that ETH and Total 2, which is the altcoins including ETH, are the most important charts that we need to be watching right now. Just to give you a little highlight of what I spoke about in my last video. In the last video, we basically talked about how ETH is one of those major keys that I talk about that lead to durable altcoin outperformance. Some people like to say altcoin season, whatever you want to call it. ETH is one of those major factors. And in my last video, I went over in detail the ETH charts, that being ETH USD, ETH dominance, ETH versus Bitcoin. We went over everything on the monthly time frame because there's evidence that I'm spotting that is historical, right? It's very historical. These are things that just don't pop up every day. A matter of fact, these are things that have almost never popped up in such confluence throughout history for Ethereum, right? So in terms of all of these charts having the correlation and confluence that they have at the moment on this monthly time frame, it's actually something we've never seen before. So I want to continue to focus on this because, in my opinion, while there's a lot of charts that I could talk about, we could talk about Bitcoin, we could talk about individual altcoins. I think that ETH at the current moment is the biggest topic to talk about, and because it's going to extend into all the other altcoins, right? We know that along with monetary policy and the market being able to sniff that out down the line, that ETH is going to open the door to soaking up that market cap, which will then leak down into the mid caps and then the small cap altcoins. Okay. Now remember something, right? We're currently in June. It's June 9th. The market's already most likely living 4 to 6 months down the road, right? Well, at least it's trying to. And when I say that, you wonder why, right? And because I kind of mentioned monetary policy to start the video. And when it comes to the monetary policy and its correlation to altcoin outperformance against Bitcoin, I think it's important to realize something that, we're all waiting for that quantitative tightening to end, right? We're all waiting for the terminal interest rate to come down. And, I think that's important, it actually happening. But you got to remember something too. These things get priced in, folks. When the market is able to sniff these things out early, you will see those things start to get priced in. So you don't want to be in a situation where you're waiting for these things to happen. You want to be prepared for it to happen, and you want to be positioned for it to happen, because the move that you'll get off of these occurrences in monetary policy will likely happen before the actual policy takes place, unless it's sudden and no one knows it's coming, which is very rare nowadays, where the markets are better than ever able to detect these things happening. So it's just something that I want to reiterate. We're already basically living in next year in this market, and if the market feels that we're going to start getting that easing down the road, you're going to start seeing that reflect asset prices and what outperforms what. And I think we're starting to see that with ETH. I think two things actually. You're seeing seasonality starting to take over. We're in the post-halving year. If you're a cycle theory believer, then typically ETH and altcoins start to outperform Bitcoin in the post-halving year. Now, you can actually argue that we're a little late to that party. We are halfway through the post-halving year, but it seems like it's starting to happen, right? I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point that ETH seems to be, I don't want to say super outperforming Bitcoin, because it's not overly outperforming Bitcoin, but it seems to be, on the green days at least, it seems to be outperforming consistently against Bitcoin. And I think that's just the start of what I've been talking about, especially in my last video, and we're going to talk about again. And I think that ETH being the major key to altcoin season, durable altcoin outperformance, and then also the market sniffing out that easing policy coming down the road. So I wanted to start off with the ETH USD chart. As you can see, something that I've been talking about is these monthly demand candles and how they lead to massive price appreciations in Ethereum. We haven't had many of them in the past, and honestly, the one that we just received may be the most textbook. But as you can see in the past, right, per the orange circles, you get this massive monthly demand candle. Typically starts with a move down, gets bought up, ends green, and then you get these big follow through, right? This is actually probably the most similar one to what we're getting now in 2025, and that was back in 2016. ETH had a major correction, then it had this major monthly demand candle. Basically, that dip finally got bought after the major correction, and then from there it was up only for, a really good amount of time, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, basically a year, right? ETH just a couple corrections, but ETH basically, had its major run, right? Similar back in 2020, ETH had that big bottoming demand candle on the COVID crash, which is maybe an outlier, but ultimately led to a really big run higher. Even back here in 2018, ETH demand candle, big run higher for about 4 to 6 months there. Now we're seeing that now after look, we had this major sideways choppy period for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, almost a year. ETH has traded completely sideways. Then we had this major correction over the last 5 months. That fifth month ended with the major demand candle, and now it's been pretty much up only for that last month, and now we're trying to see some follow through this month. This month is going to be really key. I want to see follow through from Ethereum if this is all going to start to play out. And so far, right, look at, we're starting off really good. We're getting that monthly follow through. If we take a look at some of our indicators also, there's some serious signs here, folks. I mean, look at this. You get your momentum wave clipping all the way down into the oversold zone, and you get this fresh confirmed buy signal. Along with that, we have the VWAP, which is the yellow wave here, crossing the zero line, and you have money flow increasing. Guys, girls, let me tell you something. This is a big deal. I know that maybe a lot of you don't understand how this indicator works. Just follow along with what I'm saying. Green dot is a confirmed buy signal. You get that nice clipping momentum wave, which has the green dot at the top of the kind of the V bottom here, right? Then you have that nice VWAP, which is the yellow, curling up, crossing the zero, meaning volume, momentum is carrying through to the upside past that zero line, which is what we want to see. And then with that, you're seeing the money flow start to increase, okay? This is very important stuff. In the past, as you can see, look where the monthly RSI is on Ethereum. In the past, we've seen the monthly RSI top out in this 80 and basically 90 to 100 range, right? We could say 82. We'll say 80 to 90 to 100 range. You're not going to get to 100, right? That's kind of crazy. But let's just say the 80 to 90 range. Not once, ETH has never even broke 70 this entire cycle, right? So you haven't seen what's possible yet with Ethereum in this cycle. And this goes for all altcoins. You have not seen what is possible yet for altcoins. And I always say that, right? I always make these posts and I'm like, you have seen nothing yet, because it may seem like some coins have done really well, and they have, but I'm telling you, you have not seen anything. I've lived through these altcoin seasons before. You have seen nothing yet, right? Now, whether it's going to come or not, yeah, we could debate that all day. I think it's completely linked to monetary policy. I think there is seasonality too, of course. I think we're starting to see that seasonality take over now a little bit with ETH outperforming. But I also think a lot of it, and most of it, is due to restrictive and loose monetary policy. Crypto is living through its most restrictive monetary policy phase in its entire lifespan, especially the altcoins. Crypto's never lived through a high inflation environment that led to high terminal interest rates with a massive deduction in the Fed balance sheet. We're seeing all that right now, still as we speak. But I think the market is starting to sniff out that 6 months from now, that may be much different. And I also think when you pair that with seasonality, which is a real thing, you're starting to see ETH outperform, which is leading to some of the altcoins to outperform. But like I was saying about the monthly RSI, you've seen nothing yet of what's possible, right? We are currently sitting at a 51. The real party doesn't start until you break 70, and we're not even close to that. So very exciting to think about when you think about like what's possible here. Whale money flow, right? One of my favorite indicators. This tracks whale money flow specifically, whale money orders coming in and out of ETH and all coins. So as you can see, right, you find your cycle top here in the top section. Second cycle top here. We found a really high zone here in February 2024 after a big run. But now look, you're at basically your most oversold point in history, and it's starting to curl back up to the upside. So after this major correctional period that we've had, in whale money flow exiting ETH ever since March of 2024, it took all the way until May of 2025. We are now starting to see that pretty durably here with a V-shaped bottom recover to the upside, meaning whales are accumulating ETH. And it's kind of funny, this is kind of tracking in a way. I don't know if it's OTC buying or not, but you keep hearing BlackRock's buying ETH, right? I don't know if that can be reflected in this indicator, but nonetheless, we are seeing whale activity occur on the monthly time frame on ETH. And something that's really, really bullish that I love, and it's an easy, free indicator. It's always done a great job in the crypto markets. Really, really great job in the crypto markets. This is the monthly stock RSI. right? Monthly stock RSI on ETH completely bottomed out. Not only is it completely bottomed out, but you see these like lackluster V-shaped bottoms that you get in the past, right? You're not getting that now. You are getting a strong V-shaped recovery on this stock RSI. Now, for it to be confirmed, you want to see it cross the 20 level here. But I mean, let's just be honest. This looks great. I mean, this is an aggressive stock RSI right now. We want to see that cross the 20, like I said before, but very, very nice. This is what you want to see. That's aggressive movement right there, right? Which is reflective of the price action last month. Okay, so all of our monthly indicators look phenomenal. If we just pulled up the monthly super trend also, you could kind of see where ETH did come down and find its low during this correction. We held that monthly super trend by the skin of our teeth and then got the massive bounce off of it last month, right? So guys, this looks amazing, right? I mean, everything is lining up beautifully. You got the monthly super trend hold. You got this massive sideways period over time, right? We have all of these monthly indicators that I use that have worked beautifully in crypto in the past that are flashing incredible signals, right? Look at this. This looks amazing. Okay, so we're going to hop over to the total 2 chart now because total 2 is not only going to track ETH, but it's going to track the altcoins also. Okay, so this is all the altcoins plus Ethereum minus Bitcoin. Okay, so as you can see, something that I am tracking really closely here is this macro ascending triangle. Right now, a lot of you probably know simple technical analysis. Ascending triangles are bullish. The measured move price target of this macro ascending triangle is up at the 1.886 fib, somewhere around the 2 fib to 1866, around that $5.89 trillion mark to 6.9 trillion, which also lines up with this potential trend line on the logarithmic scale. So it's just something we'll keep an eye on, but I don't want to go that far down the route right now. I kind of just want to look at this beautiful pattern we're staying in and we're kind of bouncing off of, right? You get this beautiful demand candle like we spoke about before on the up sloping trend line of the ascending triangle. We still have a green monthly super trend line, and we're basically just waiting at this point for price action to follow through. Same thing. You're going to see a lot of similarities here. Market cipher, right? VWAP crossing the zero line, money flow curling up, looking to get a potential buy signal here on the confirmation, right? Which would be great. That's what we're looking for, right? Monthly RSI, just to show you what's possible, right? Look at this. Not even close to what's possible, folks. We haven't even come close. You're just starting to see early signs of a little bit of strength. There's really nothing. You're not seeing anything yet. You don't really see the party get started, like I said, until this breaks the 70 level. We got a ton of work to do, right? We got a ton of work to do. In reality, we need to break this high too. So I want to see that happen. I want to see these highs taken out. I think once this high and this high get taken out, you'll see the real bull run begin. And even before that, there'll be massive price appreciations. So very, very nice. Whale money flow also increasing to the upside, as I said, which shows Ethereum is being accumulated and altcoins are being accumulated, which is great. And then obviously monthly stock RSI cross, really similar to ETH on its own, getting that durable cross to the upside. We want that to continue. And yeah, as long as that can continue, then we're going to see big moves to the upside. So very, very nice here. What else do I want to look at just to kind of put things into perspective for you guys? Let's look at the ETH dominance chart again, right? ETH dominance, right? Look at this. Very, very nice, right? This is exactly what we're looking for. This is such an important chart, guys. I mean, look at this. This is where you found your lows back in 2020, and this is where we're finding our low back now in 2025, right? I mean, this is just textbook. I mean, it's so obvious, right? Massive demand candle here. Huge follow through on the monthly time frame. Once again, look at the monthly indicators. Huge V-shaped buy signal on market cipher. Money flow kind of flat, but showing a bottom. VWAP above the zero line. We did see whale money flow. I really wouldn't look at the whale money flow when it comes to a dominance chart. I don't think the indicator itself is that effective. We will look at the MACD, however. We are seeing finally after well over a year. I mean, it's been almost 2 years, 2 full years. Actually, is it even longer than that? Yeah, it's actually been 2 years. 2 years in 1 month that this has just been in a massive downtrend. We're finally starting to see momentum clipping to the upside on the monthly MACD, which is very nice. And you are seeing that monthly stock RSI move up to the upside, right? And then lastly, we'll look at ETH versus Bitcoin. You're gonna see in the confluence, guys. It's really all the same stuff. Look at that. Wow, that's funny. It looks the same as the ETH dominance chart. You find your major low back where you found it in 2020, and you have the monthly indicators, right? Monthly RSI looking to cross the 30 level, which is insane, right? Look how crazy. We haven't seen anything yet. Like, it's crazy. I know everyone's getting excited. We're back at 2,500, 2,600, looking to cross 2,700. Guys, we haven't seen anything yet. And I still think it's going to take some work. I don't want to get too crazy here and start, making crazy predictions. We do need some macro things to line up for us, like we spoke about in the beginning of the video. A lot of monetary policy things that the market needs to sniff out. We still need inflation to come in line, right? We don't know yet if inflation's going to catch a hike back up. Trueflation's looking really good. It's still at like 1.8, 1.9%, which is awesome. The jobs market is strong. GDP expectations are good. We're looking like the runway is laid out at the moment. But you know how these things can change, folks. There's a lot of uncertainty out there with wars and other things. So again, it's going to take some monetary policy shifting. It's going to take a few months, maybe. We are in the summer months. Sometimes things can be slow. These are higher time frame charts. But I do think this is basically staring us in the face. I do think this is getting ready to all play out. I think it's already starting to show its face to us now. And it has been ever since I made that last video, even slightly before that. So again, as you can see, monthly indicators are all just curling to the upside. Stock RSI, MACD, curling to the upside after 2 years. Stock RSI, 2 years it's been down here since September of 2023. Look at that. We're finally catching that bid. As you can see, before ETH and altcoin season started last cycle, it took 761 days. We're at 1,066 days now, guys. If we were to go measure from here, we're at 609 days, right? So we're getting really, no matter which way you measure it, we're getting really close to, if you're a seasonality person, right, and you believe in the theories of cycles and whatnot, along with me thinking the monetary policy is the big key factor, both of them are starting to align. It's one of those things where everyone can sit down at the table and agree for once that, hey, the seasonality cycle theory people may be right, and hey, the monetary policy prediction people may be right. We could all be right in this situation because it's been so long that it's all starting to line up together. So very, very exciting charts, guys. I really, really believe that we're on the verge of something really big. Again, we have some really bullish signs showing up and for ETH, and I think that it's going to continue, and I think it's going to lead to altcoin outperformance. I think we still need to be patient. I think we need to just still follow the data, stay measured, stay level-headed, don't get too crazy over one green day. Tomorrow we can be red and everyone will be negative again, right? Just stay calm, stay measured. The monthly time frame indicators have never been more historically on our side, and I think that along with those monthly time frame technical analysis that I just showed you, I think the higher time frame macro fundamentals are also on our side. And when you pair those together, that's the bread and butter of Kev Capital. That's the bread and butter of my analysis. That's how we track the crypto markets so well, so accurately, is that we're able to combine both of those factors, put expert analysis into both and show you what the next moves are. And I think that within that next 3 to 6 month window, we're going to start seeing the market sniff out that monetary policy, and these ETH charts on the monthly time frame really start to catch steam, which will inevitably lead to altcoin outperformance, aka altcoin season. Just need patience, and obviously you need the king, right? We need Bitcoin to continue to do its thing, and obviously looking at the Bitcoin chart, as long as we can stay above that 106.8K level on weekly time frame and show follow through like you guys constantly hear me post about and tweet about, and I've been talking about this for 7 months, right? Then I think all of this is going to play out, right? So again, it's always in the hands of Bitcoin. We need Bitcoin to obviously continue heading higher, but I think that's going to happen. I think the evidence suggests it. And that's basically it, guys. So I hope you really enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're looking to join the Patreon for more exclusive content and obviously be a part of the community in our Discord, we have over 800, 900 members in the Discord, over 1,200 Patreon members as a whole. Really great community. We're constantly delivering the highest of alpha and teachings in there, right? Master correlation between macro fundamentals and technical analysis. You come in there, you learn both, not just one way or the other. So appreciate you guys tuning in. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment below. You guys have a good one. Good night.